Porn stars of Reddit host family or friends have found your work. What happened? My roommate's one and only porno she did is very searchable. Don't ask me what it is. I don't want to see it. A friend of mine she didn't know came over and immediately recognized her and called her by her stage name. Cue awkwardness. Edit. Y'all are so thirsty, haha. I will not be blowing up my roommate's spot like that. My apologies. Pick a video from RedTube and that's the one. What about those people who do porn shoots while pregnant? There is some kid on Reddit that starred in a porn with their mom and they don't even know it yet. Had a family member announce her porn career to the family herself and asked for every own's support. Needless to say, it did not go well. Edit. For those saying the family should have been more sympathetic, know this. She was a grown woman who had a daughter on the other side of the country that she abandoned for her career and who was raised by her father. So, no, the family was not okay with the news. Not exactly a porn star, but a picture from a porn subreddit showed up on my front page. Looked at it and it was without a doubt a girl I knew in high school, but we hardly talked. I ended up DMing her on Instagram and telling her that her nude might have been leaked, and sent her the link. She thanked me, and the next day her boyfriend messaged me thanking me for telling her, and they were taking legal action. Edit. A few people have asked what legal action could you take against a Reddit post. As I understand it from my brief conversation with the boyfriend, they suspected who it was already, one of her exes or flings or something, and were going after them for revenge porn, which is illegal where I lived. And no, even if I still had the link, I don't. Or saved the picture, I didn't. None of the weirdos asking for it would get it. Serious. X had some videos posted of her by one of her hookups. She was in a relationship with another guy and had been for 3 years. I saw one of the videos and texted her to see if she could get them removed before our grown sons saw them. She asked the current guy, who was a lawyer, if he could help. 2 months later the lawyer commits suicide by shooting himself. Not sure if it was because of that or not. Never asked the ex and didn't want to know. My brother was a porn cameraman for several studios. Those that count. He acts all ashamed and would never tell our religious family. But I don't give a shit. Make that money, bro. I do occasionally say, back when you were poor and had to do porn for money, to rid him, though. Not porn, but I stripped for a bit and my ex came in with a bachelor party. He felt like a king. Once stumbled across a video of a girl I worked with and we were all quite close. When we were alone, I asked her if she ever made a video, and she asked why. I told her I had stumbled across a video that looked remarkably like her. She looked at it and laughed, saying she had forgotten making that in college. Male porn actor here. I had a group of friends I'd been fairly close with for a couple of years. One day one of them texted me on FB saying we needed to talk and it was urgent. I had a pretty good idea what was up. He let me know that the group had found out about me being in porn and were talking about it behind my back. He thought that wasn't cool, so he wanted to let me know what was happening. He also said he personally didn't care, but other people did. I thanked him, and reached out to another group member. Offered to talk in person about it, but he simply said he wasn't interested, and he thought I was stupid for doing something that would damage my social reputation. I then noticed most of the others had quietly defriended me on Facebook. I lost the friendship with the guy who gave me the heads up as well. He's still a part of that group and I didn't want to make things difficult or awkward for him. Now I'm kinda like fuck those guys, but for a while it kinda hurt. We had been friends, and yet they gossiped behind my back, and didn't even bother listening to my side of the story. I know they watch porn regularly. We talked about it occasionally and shared favorites. I feel like, so you can watch it and enjoy it, but no respect for the people in it. Using my throwaway for this minus not exactly, but close minus many years ago I had a friend girl that I met. She was cool and she and I hung out pretty frequently. At the time I had a GF and wasn't looking for anything else. Eventually the GF and I broke up, This other girl, and I became even better friends. Nothing happened sexually at all. I ended up setting her up with my roommate minus he treated her like dirt, and after 2 to 3 months they broke up. The girl was gorgeous, had a great personality, but for whatever reason I just didn't see her like that. We remained great friends for a year or two before drifting apart a bit. Fast forward to maybe a year ago and I see a porn video on Reddit minus click it and no shit. It's her in this threesome video with another couple. 100% positive. I wanted to ask her, hey, do you know you're on Pornhub? But didn't know how to go about it. I texted her, just feeling out the situation, and she told me in the last 2 years or so since we talked that she'd gotten pregnant, gotten married and had a kid. And then a text or two later she asked me if I could find her a variety of pills. When I told her pills weren't really my thing, she got very combative and argumentative. We quit texting that day and she texted back the next day, apologizing for her behavior before again asking for pills, then getting combative again when I told her I didn't know here to get pills. This went on for a couple of days before I quit responding. Eventually I looked her up and found where her husband had served time in prison for raping a 6-year-old, as well as armed robbery. So, never had the chance to talk to her about it. But it sounds like pills made her do crazy things. Edit. Holy shit, you guys. Wasn't expecting this. But I know you'll love some porn stories. So I guess I maybe should have. Please save your money and / or spend it on a more worthwhile cause versus giving Reddit money to hear a dirty porn tale. To answer and clear up a few things. She had always been clear she liked me. Right after my roommate and her broke up, I went and saw her and she asked once again about the possibility of us. And I told her I just didn't see her like a GF. It was at that point we drifted apart. We probably didn't talk for 7 to 8 years. Until I texted her about the video. She has since texted maybe 3 times in the last year. It'll just be something like oxes or Zans and nothing else. I'm not sure if she knows or not. Although there is no doubt she knew she was being recorded. As for the video, I've got it saved on my main Reddit account. I'm not going to post it publicly, but if you sick bastards are that interested, PM me and I'll send it. Cheers you guys minus save your money. I'm a best friend of a porn star. We met in grad school actually and we look like polar opposites. He's covered in tattoos and into the occult and stuff. I have very few visible tattoos and look nothing like my personality. We became instant friends and study buddies, attached at the hip. Early on in our friendship, when we started adding each other on social media and I noticed something was different about him online, but I didn't think twice about it because my online personality is pretty different than grad school personality. But he'd post some provocative pictures with his partner, but me being me, didn't think anything of it even though a mutual friend kept pushing me to ask him what his deal was, but I never did. One day he accidentally sent me an email from his work account which had his stage name. He kinda freaked out thinking I'd freak out and tried to explain it away. We had a study date the next day and he told me about his side career with his partner, and admitted he thought I would been judgmental about him and his lifestyle, but I honestly didn't care. After that, he'd share everything with me about shoots and getting tested etc etc. I've only looked him up once and he does some hardcore stuff, but as long as he's healthy and safe and happy doing what he's doing, he knows I got his back because he's always had mine. The most awkward thing was accidentally coming across one of his videos because yours truly has some kinky kinks and his video came up. His friendship is invaluable and I wouldn't trade it for the world. In my daily internet journey of finding good porn, I stumbled on a solo video of a girl who looked familiar and I just couldn't place her. I see her the next day at the gym and I kid you not, I just realized I have been seeing her for almost over a year in that gym. I have never actually spoken to her or made contact, but damn she is hot. Edit. I just found her stage name. I don't know the rules on sharing it though. A friend did some paid intimate shoot for a random guy she met online, depicting some weird fetish stuff. A few years later, some guys in our circle found the pics in Is Anyone Up? The whole town heard about it. She was an almost celebrity for a month, more for the weird kind of pictures they were than for her being naked. For my 21st birthday, my friends kidnapped me and took me to a strip club. They knew I was in a committed relationship and would be uncomfortable, so my date was their excuse to go. Keep in mind I lived in a military town, so clubs were everywhere. We walk in and the first person we see on the pole was a girl we graduated with. She immediately made eye contact with us, paused, and then just kept doing her thing. She then saw it as an opportunity to do more lap dances and talked 3 friends into one. 2 dancers later, another girl we went to school with, grade lower, walked out on stage. Weirdest reunion ever. I found out my friend did porn because my creepy manager came up to me and said, "Hey, isn't this your friend?" Very cringe. Subscribe, like and comment if you hate outros. Begging you to subscribe, like and comment.